Hello and welcome back to the Metro Ball Grid. My name is Andre, and thanks so much for tuning in. We are currently playing. It is a Sunday, basically evening at this point, and we are playing in the casual lobby and just checking on that. Good luck, have fun. Thanks, you too. So we're playing this brain damage based HP deck, playing against Valencia. They're playing 50 cards. I guess they have to. We're gonna mulligan this just because we want ice, so we don't get siphoned turn one. And this hand's a lot better than what we had previously. So this deck that I'm running runs a lot of defensive upgrades. We actually built this on stream on Thursday last week, and it has things like Ryan Knight. It also has Tyr's Hand, and then with the brain damage and on top of the pressure from Snare and Marcus Batty, it's actually killed a bunch of runners and seems okay. So it's hard to predict what kind of Valencia you're playing. We don't have a way to score ice in a remote, so this might actually be an entire blowout. Like the only way we have to res ice is to accelerate beta test. That's the only way we have to res ice out of turn. And we don't have biotic lavers because we're trying to do the glacier thing, usually unadvisedly, but they're just going to get some money. That's fine. We can stop that. So we're probably going to just have to tax out their blackmails. We're also not running arc lockdown, so we can't remove any blackmails from the game if they go into the heap. So they can, in theory, recur blackmails pretty consistently. Marcus Batty is also an upgrade that only works if we have resed ice, so not so hot either. Ideally, we want a piece of ice for this remote, and we found one. It's going to be really expensive, and we might be punished for resing it. I don't know if we actually want to put this on archives. I think it's worth a shot, just because if we put it on like a remote server, it's not going to matter that much anyways, because they'll probably just blackmail it. So they played I've had worse, which means if they fire and run into this, it's going to be very good. You have to run generally first click. Also, if any of our ice were right now brainstorms and they face plant into them, it would be lethal and it would be really, really, really good. They're running data suckers, so it looks like they're actually going to be running centrals a whole bunch. And this ice is pretty bad when it comes to Parasite, if I'm assuming they're running that. I drew once. Again, like, we don't have much of a way to score. This ice is useless on its own. And we don't have a biotic, so this is probably just going to be a heavy blowout, and we're just not prepared for this matchup. Let's see how things go. So the chance of them, they've drawn 20% of their deck, so the chance of them having blackmail is relatively high, right? They kept their hand too, so you can assume they had a Temujin, which is good, so maybe if they had a Temujin, that's a reason not to keep the blackmail. They were also like taking a lot of money, which if you're blackmailing, you don't exactly need, so I could expect this deck to run Cipher. Yeah, there you go. There it is. So basically all our ice, specifically all this like high strength ice, this 5 res cost ice, it's going to be instantly parasited a lot of the times. And there's not much we can do here besides hopefully bait out a blackmail. So let's put this into server 1 and just click for credits. And hopefully they blackmail this and it's going to be a waste of their time. Best case scenario, they blackmail the last click. They have to draw up, blackmail this, we do a brain damage. Cool thing about brain damage, it doesn't fire I've had worse, which if that's not a reason to run it, who knows? Who knows? Here, I'm gonna make my camera a bit bigger. So they're running here. Let's res this. Add a power counter. This is gonna be instantly parasited. I wish that was well, that may be too big. I wish that was a Biroid, just so that our Ravana would actually do something. They are running first click, so they are respecting. Again, if that was a what's it called, brainstorm, we would have been in such a better place. And they're checking this out, and this actually does nothing. So resing this is pointless. They're going to trash this probably for 2 credits. What's interesting is they just like flat out ran that. So if that was a Fairchild 3.0, we would have done a massive amount of damage and maybe scored an agenda. I'd assume they would have ran back again and instant Parasite ciphered it. Spicy. A wee bit. Right, so they're actually, like, I don't think they have blackmail in hand. The only problem is this ice does nothing. It really does nothing. And they're going to put a scrubber on the table. So that's, in theory, not the best sequencing. And this is good, right? Let's give him more bad pub. So let's put this on server 1. And let's put Batty in there. In theory, we can do two brain damage. Actually, do we want to put a bad pub? Let's put in assembly lines, right? Just to maybe bait them in now. Because the first one is generally a lot of times people could assume, oh, the first one was the bait. This is the honest one. So we'll see how this goes. Again, unless they run archives, that Ravana is going to be useless. If they do run archives, that Ravana is actually pretty good because it does brain damage and the run. And that's really, really good 5 strength code gate. And they're drawing up. So They might actually be scared to run last click just because we can do brain damage to them. And they might fear that this is a more interesting deck. And as soon as you see cards like Ryan Knight, you'd assume it's a brain damage deck. So maybe an install advanced card is actually a Cerebral Overrider, which isn't something we're not playing, but we have to play in that headspace. So I drew another card. Maybe they are looking for the, again, drawing. So maybe they are looking for that blackmail. And it's a clone chip, which means we're probably going to see instant clone chip into Cipher. So that might not be so hot. So let's draw up. I think we need to get this out and we need to like use it. And it's probably going to fire considering how much agendas we have in our hand. There's not much else we can do here. We can put a Ryan Knight, which only punishes them if they run last click again. Which is okay. Like, we're already going to lose on HQ anyways, so I don't mind that we're going from 80% success to 100% success. Like, that's... What's the chance they're going to run HQ 4 times? Which, by the way, they'll win if they do. I guess they have to get through this thing first. So now they have to figure out what kind of this... Okay, we're just going to go... They're going to go crazy in R&D. Probably install a medium here and go. On encounter place, you're right. That's fine. Unless they have a medium, which they do. This is not that big of a problem. And we're going to see, like, if there's any agendas on the top or any sort of things like this, they're going to trash them just so when we fire accelerated beta test, we have a higher likelihood of finding agendas. And if that fails, we're just going to let them dig deeper in R&D, right? Because they're going to pull all the good cards out. Or all the operations or what have you. So we're definitely going to fire this. With a Parasite in the bin and Parasite Clone Chip Cipher, basically any ice we res gets immediately parasited, so there's not much you can do. This is really annoying. Okay, well, let's just score this. Are we going to fire it? Heck yes, we are. Alright, so that goes on R&D. And those get trashed, and they'll probably instant Parasite this, and then we put an agenda in there and hopefully win. We're not running Cyberdex Virus Suite. Good luck us. This is so annoying. Cipher, come on. None of my ice matters. There's really no ice that I could possibly res that matters. It'll all get instantly parasited. They only have one clone chip, right? So at least if they instant parasite this Ichi, which they could also just click through. Do we purge now? I don't think we purge even, just because we have so many points in agenda. If we install another card in here, they'll probably have to go for it. And they can parasite this. They have a blackmail in hand. And they had another clone chip. And a deja vu. So it's basically all our ice is dead. This is why you play CI, right? Oh man, we're so screwed. The best thing we could do is we put a Marcus Batty in front of the Ichi. Even Labdog wouldn't work. But like if we put a Marcus Batty in front of the Ichi, on the approach we res the Marcus Batty and we fire before they encounter it, we could trash the medium. Salted Slums also, like, that's okay, I guess. Tier's Hand is useless in this matchup. But then again, it's useless in a lot of matchups unless people are clicking through Fairchild 3.0. I'm tired trying this. So far, it's not worked. But so far, yeah, it's just not worked. I don't have much to append to that idea. So we can put a Jackson in here to bait the blackmail. But then next turn, they can Deja Vu blackmail. These are all going to get trashed. And we know they have a blackmail, right? So maybe we have to do the play that's the worst. Like, maybe they'll be like, oh, they know we have a blackmail. Of course they won't put an agenda in there. Right? That would be stupid. We have so many agendas. Let's just do this. Clicking for credits doesn't... Like, we're not going to need this money. All our money is basically just going to get immediately wiped for ice. Man, how is this fun? This isn't fun. Any interesting piece of our ice in our deck, which by the way is 17 pieces of ice, are all just going to get instantly parasited. Like, do I spend 6 for this? And it's going to get instantly parasited? I think I do, just so there's one less parasite in the game. And then the Deja Vu for 2 parasites. Like, this is such a waste. I spent 6, they spent 2, and now they get free archives runs. Oh, I'm sounding salty, ain't I? At least we got an agenda out, maybe. They probably just blackmailed this last click, which is cool because we can do brain damage. Great. Look at the top 3. Heck yes. So let's put this on server 1, just so they can't blackmail. Let's put this on R&D, just so it's harder to deal with. And we lose a snare, which is fine. But things are okay. Tier's Hand is not going to be the best this game. this server actually, like, if they don't have a way to deal with ice, like, they actually are not running breakers, which is not unbelievable. Like, you have blackmail, you have instant parasite. You can just blackmail the server all you want. They might think this is a Caprice Nase or an Ash, so they might just not, like, contest the server at all. Which is good for us, obviously. The problem is, as soon as we install Advanced of Food, the question is, do they think it's a Cerebral Overrider or do they think it's a food? And it's just a pretty big 50-50. They also have a Deja Vu in their hand, so. Just clicking for credits, and now they can break code gates. This one is expensive to break. They're probably using this just to break this for 3 credits, which is not too bad. This one's a bit harder to break. I think we're just gonna purge. Did we purge actually? Because we have enough agendas to win from hand. And the thing is, if we score Vitruvius, we have to score 2 agendas. And I imagine they're just going to run here, break this for 3 credits, and then instant parasite that. And then they can always blackmail this remote. So maybe we do have to purge, just to buy ourselves a bit of a time. This card seems better than this card. This one's only, well, this one's actually 6 to break. So this seems like a target for instant parasite. Which again, they have to use their Deja Vu on that. They're not using the Deja Vu on blackmail. They should definitely just run HQ. The fact that we have this many agendas in hand is super unlikely. It's not like they can predict it, but they should be resing this. Like, they should be pressuring every remote. And so far, they're only pressuring R&D and slightly server 1. So we don't care if they get this one. So I'd rather give them that one and just take some money just so that we can, you know, res some of our ice. They'll be instantly deleted. So let's see how this goes. Because no matter what, this one's not going to help us win that much. Right? And if they do use the Deja Vu for blackmail and not parasite, that's probably the best case scenario. Just because 1 Deja Vu is either 1 blackmail or 2 parasites, and 2 parasites basically means 2 pieces of ice dead. It's only once a turn, so in theory if you put 2 big pieces of ice on a server, but then they just blackmail it anyways, so what can you do? We got really fortunate that we got 2 ABTs off, right? Because that gave us a whole bunch of res dice. Gave us 3 res dice, right? Just 3, yeah. 3's not bad. Like, that's a lot of money. This was 6, this was 3, this was 5. We also didn't pay install costs, and we got credits back from our Engineering the Future ability. So that's actually pretty good. The interesting thing, though, is if we do score this Vitruvius and it goes through, they have to check every unadvanced face-down card. So if we put a Jackson in there, they either have to start using their parasites on our server or anything else. But it looks like they're just going to go put down 2 mediums and go for this. So this is 3. This is going to get the instant parasite. We're not running macrophage or anything, but it doesn't really matter. Like, you just instant parasite it. Or, heaven forbid, they pay like 12 or something stupid with this. But like, how many times can they run this? They can only run it once more time this turn, and then we're definitely purging. So now they have to Deja Vu for parasites if they want to contest anything. That's kind of okay. We could also get a Marcus Batty on here and end the run. There's one more snare in there too. They're trashing our cards though, so they're going to see a bunch more. We definitely purge next turn. They get one more run. Right? They'll probably take Liberated Run, or the opposite order. That's cool too, I guess. So pay 3. They're going all in on this. They don't realize what HQ is like. And we're in no rush to score this out. So I don't know how many cards they're saying, but it's probably like a lot. Just a lot. Look at that. Look at that. So Friends and I places we're in no rush to do that, so let's just purge. I think this card's harder to deal with than this one. This one's 6, and this one they have to click through instant parasite, and I think the 1 credit difference doesn't matter that much. So we purged. I imagine they're either gonna blackmail this or run HQ. Running HQ is pretty bad for us. They don't have a way to deal with this, so they might like blackmail this or Deja Vu for, you know, an answer. And they're rebirthing into probably Omar, and just so they can run HQ or run R&D. What? Oh, no, they're not rebirthing into Omar. And they have a Street Peddler, so there might be a Parasite on there. So we have to put something on Archives now. Because they have Rebirth. Okay. What does this card say? Marcus Batty, what do you say? If you and a runner spend a different known card, resolve a subroutine on a piece of ice protecting this server. So it doesn't work against Omar, because he'll run Archives. So we can put this on Archives. They only get one run through that every turn, so they'll probably click, and they're not going to see any new cards, so we can also put this on R&D and just click for a credit. And next turn we'll score this. Now we can install advance this, maybe they blackmail it, then we install advance this. I don't know. It'd be best if we found a 3-2, but we're not going to see one in a while unless we shuffle with Jackson. Just because they've seen the top like 7 or whatever cards from my deck. It's hard to tell with Shinteki.net because you have to look at a log, and I didn't do a good job of that, I admit. So I don't know when we're going to break R&D lock, and that's something totally worth knowing. I reckon they run a HQ here. Worst case scenario, there's this, a Parasite on there, or even a wraparound. Not a wraparound, a paperclip. Almost had it that time. And they paperclip, they break this for free for the first time through, just because of the bad pub, and that's good. And I think this is smart. So this gets a power counter. Yeah, instant Parasite on Street Peddler. So we're probably going to lose 2 agendas here. Jackson Howard removed from game with Salsa Slums. Oh, they forgot to do that. And we're probably going to lose a lot of points here. So we lost that one. Like, it didn't matter what this ice was. It really didn't. And then the only counterplay is put 2 pieces of ice here. Or in theory, if we play like, oh, are we going to get lucky here? No. Yeah, we are. Okay. They have parasites now, or data sucker tokens, so they can just parasite something. On to Teki.net, if you want to use Salsa Slums, you actually have to click on it, so, you know. I'm just going to score this. Whatever. That's fine. They still have a blackmail in hand, right? How did one get in here? Do they have a blackmail in hand? Marcus Batty is good on this, just because if they don't instant parasite it, we can use the Marcus Batty to end the run on the approach. Like when they approach the ice, we can fire it to end the run. So if they put a parasite on here and then run, we can fire before they hit it, which buys us a click. So yeah, maybe we work on that a bit. Let's see if they run HQ. They know what we drew. And they're probably just deja vuing for blackmail or 2 parasites. Yeah, seems okay. So again, to predict the server, we need a bunch of ice, all rezzed. Can we do it? I don't know. I really don't know if we can do it. They can also just break this now, right? Like they use a bunch of tokens and then break this for 6, which is not untenable. If you got 2 baddies in here, it'd be good. So maybe we install advance, put another baddie with friends in high places, and then we fire this game a couple times. And I think that's our best. And they just threw out a rumor mill, which is a huge mistake. Unless they have another one, and that's why we threw it out. Yeah, so let's install, advance, and then play this. And we have enough money for most of this, right? 4, 7. This is going to be 2. Let's try it. We might not have enough money for all of this. We can also pull out a money card, though. I messed up. Yeah, maybe you did. I'm not entirely sure. You got unlucky on HQ, and it's not unreasonable for the runner to think there was no agendas in there. But they might also think they just goofed the R&D lock. So let's put this... This is technically better because if they don't trash it, we gain a credit at the beginning of turn. Because you can res it to make a profit as long as we end our turn with 1 credit. Then we can start our turn with 2 credits. Which is not enough to score this, but it might help. And I'm hoping they're just going on R&D, which might have been the reason why we wanted to res... to put Jackson here, just because we can shuffle all these cards back in. So we res this. Does it get instant parasited? Do they have MK Ultra in here? No, this is actually going to fire. Oh, wow, they're goofing this. They have to click through this, which means there's no way we lose. Huh, what's going on? What's happening here? Clicking through everything. Okay, well, I think we just won. Did this happen? I think this happened. Let's see. If they hit a snare, we can still afford to fire it, I think. See 1 card. That's probably game. Yeah, good game. Hey, we did it. Did you hear me the whole time? I was salty. That was good though, because we didn't give up. I messed up on that. Yeah, I think they did. I think they did a bit. There's no reason not to blackmail a server. Not one blackmail is played. They can also be playing en passant and stuff like that. Like if they want to trash ice, there's so many ways for NX to trash ice that have very little counterplay. Like blackmail en passant, cipher into clone chip, into parasite, or just parasite with this, and then deja vu all the parasites back. And there's just so many reasons just to trash all the ice. Anyways, well, we held on to that. Apologies if it was a bit too salty, but you know, this is, you have to play HB, I think, right? Just because have enough money to res all this like taxing ice, that's not that expensive. There's not a lot of other places that can do it. And they had scrubbers and sulfate slums, so they could deal with like controlling the message and other stuff like this. So like, I don't know, it's pretty hard. This is a really difficult matchup, and I think this deck is like incredibly good, which I fear. But most importantly, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned. Ciao.